Don't stay at home. Come play with the strollers.
Do you want to advertise on the South Orange Maplewood online radio experience? You can reach us at 347-674-1680. That's 347-674-1680. An operator is standing by to assist you.
Think of this.
We are back with you. It's in the Village with Anselm Marjorie and the South Orange Maplewood online radio experience. Coming to you every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. That's 8 to 9:30 p.m. You can reach us here at 973-327-3626. That's 973-327-3626. Well,
so back to what we were saying, though. We recognize that this exists.
Absolutely.
And that people do take on the beliefs of those people oppressing them. I mean, I've heard some things that are just atrocious because of what these students who are black believe about black people. So they just make that assumption for everyone.
Across the board.
Across the board. But I mean, it's, we're only talking about the way black people look at other black people, not how white people look at other. We're not talking about that right now. We're just talking about how black people look at each other. Mm-hmm. So, for him to make this statement, I mean, it's not like it's something new. Why people would put down education or say that somebody is speaking like a white person. I mean, I really don't.
You don't think that happens today?
I mean, I'd let someone listen to us while we were driving, and she was like, "Oh, you put on, this voice or that voice." I'm like, I keep the same voice. I mean, once in a while, I'll.
Oh, you put on like a white sounding voice?
I'm speaking to you the way I speak to everybody. I'm probably like
I told you speak properly.
More listening to myself and self-monitoring than I ever would have. But
let me say this to you.
No, and so now you just said the same stupid thing.
What?
No, what did you just say? Can we re-roll the videotape? I mean, the audio tape?
We have a 6-second delay.
Okay.
But let me say this to you.
No, I sound like Marjorie. I don't sound like anybody white.
No, but listen, when you come into a room and you ask a question, right, you song very exquisite.
That's because I just have a nice voice, Anselm. That's got nothing to do with being a Negro. But that's got nothing to do with being a Negro.
But you didn't let me finish, though. You see, you don't want me to finish.
See, this is why I need a beer.
But I don't need a beer. But this is what I'm just telling you is that what it is that this is not something that you've been speaking like this ever since you known yourself.
Probably not.
So you mean you have changed your language? You have changed the way you speak?
I think that I have learned how to speak.
Man!
Wait a minute! I haven't even made
I'm
my
worried now.
yet.
You learn how to speak?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone does.
So you decide to learn to speak in a certain way, in a certain tonal language and everything else.
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, I don't want to be like you and start reflecting on my own personal life because it's not important. But I mean, when I was growing up in our house, my mother was an English major. So, and we could not use words like ain't in the house.
That's what I'm telling you. This is something that you actually thought in order to do.
But then when I got to college, there were things that I knew I couldn't say. So I just stopped saying them.
Well, me too. When I got to college, there were words that I couldn't pronounce properly, so I stopped saying it as well.
No, you haven't stopped saying tree of them. So, no, but then, and listening to people, and reading a lot, yes. So in reading, you learn what words, like, and all the people, rather than saying all the people, it's all the people, it's just certain things. So it's not like, but I mean, if you listen to me or my brothers, we all have the same sound, so it's no big
you got a point, because listen, people in Trinidad that are listening to me now will say, "Man, listen to Anselm. He's speaking Yankee. He's speaking American."
No, I was told that you sound like the little village that you come from.
You see, but
this
someone
is by one of your fellow Trinidadians.
But someone in Trinidad will know that I'm not speaking Trinidadian. It's like I'm trying to speak differently. So they
Well,
may,
and some
they
listen
may have
though,
a problem with me.
but you've been here forever, so of course you would sound different. When I go back to Michigan, I was just sitting in a Coney Island one day, and somebody says, "Are you from New York?" And I'm like, "No, I'm from here." Well, you sound like that.
Well, I got to tell you this. When I go back to Trinidad, I sound just like a Trinidadian. And sometimes I sound even worse.
Well, do you know what that's called?
Than
It's
those
called, it's called code switching. So when you get around certain groups of people,
I go back to
there you go. It's a code switching thing. But you know what, Anselm? I try very hard not to do that and to just be consistent because
No.
it doesn't matter where I'm at. If anybody can't accept the way I sound, then there's something.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just. I mean,
yeah.
it's just what I am. It's just who you
Yeah,
are.
because what if you're a Trinidadian, Trinidad and Tobagonian, and you go back to Trinidad and you tell somebody, "Yo, man, what's going on? How are you?"
You sound stupid saying that. All right, just don't even.
First
You don't
of
even
all-
sound right.
First of all, you become a target, right? You become a target, and people think that, who does he think he is?
See, there you go. And you are just proving this article to be. You have proven that. Who do you think you are speaking correct English? Who do you think
That's
you are?
everybody.
No, everybody
not
isn't
everybody.
that way.
That's not everybody. That's not
No,
everybody.
everyone
That's most
isn't that
people.
way.
That's most people in Trinidad and Tobago.
So you're saying that the Trinidadians don't allow people to change.
They don't.
They're not up for change.
No, they're not up for change. Especially speaking like an
Now I
American.
could see if there was something in Trinidad that everybody ate, the roti skin backward or something, and you went in and did it the other way around, and you broke a local taboo or a local norm. That's one thing, but I don't think that anybody would. I mean, I don't know if anybody would really care. All I know is that when I go home, which I seldom do, or wherever I go, doesn't matter what neighborhood, I'm going to keep the same voice and same inflection wherever I go.
No, when I go home, I speak like a Trinidadian. I speak just like, and listen, and I speak like if I never left the country. If I'm in a place where I think there are people who there is a mix of people from outside home, I what you call it is what did you call it again?
It's called code switching.
I code switch. So I may talk to you right here now, and a Trinidadian come over. Hey, what going on, boy? Everything going good? Yeah, man. Marjorie, how are you doing? Everything is okay? Yeah. No. I'm coming back later. I'll go talk to you. Marjorie, did you have a spectacular day?
No, who in
Is
the
your
heck
day
says, did
beautiful?
you have a spectacular day? For
But-
God's sakes.
But that's what it is.
I mean, okay. Well,
But you know
you
what?
do that, and why you feel like you have to do that, I'm not sure. Now, is it because you feel that I don't understand all that other stuff you just said, or
Why I have to do that?
why you
Culture.
do the code switching?
That's my culture.
Okay.
That's my culture.
It's
And I
your
want you to
culture.
know that
It's your culture.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I want you to know that even though I'm in America for over 35 years, I'm culture, man.
Culture? What are you talking about?
I could speak just like you, who never left Trinidad and Tobago, and I've been out of the country for 35 years. Man, they like yeah. I'm cool with everybody. I'm like, this right, yo, man.
I wish you could see this puzzled look I have.
You be like,
Go ahead, I'm
Anselm,
looking at
man.
him like
You
he's, like, really
you've been
losing
away
it.
for 35 years, and you still speak like that. Say, yeah, man. Everything I will, brother. Yeah, one love
You
still.
should see him holding up the fist right
Because
now.
I
He's holding this
when I get
conversation.
into that, I mean, I'm like rootical. You know what rootical is?
Like, sort
It's
of
deeper than the roots. It's beyond the sub basement. It's lower than the sub basement. That's roots, man.
All right. Well,
And I feel that
let me,
my
so you're
language
saying,
is my roots.
okay, so your language is your root,
Yes.
and that's the culture. That's the part of culture that, and in addition to the music and the food,
Yeah.
that you have
I hold
to
on.
hold on.
I
to.
hold on to that stuff.
Okay.
So I hold on to my language, right? My
Okay.
food-
Well, so let us assume that in this case with Charles Barkley, and this idea that they have, maybe people feel that they are holding on to some cultural aspect.
That's not
And
culture.
that
though. That's not culture. Come
They're
on,
holding
education
on.
and no culture.
Excuse-moi.
No, yo.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
They're holding on to some cultural aspect that would ultimately get lost if they became part of the full American culture rather than holding on to the subcultural aspect that they have.
I don't want to be part of no culture that thinks being dumb is acceptable.
Well, if people say tree all the time when the word is three, but you think that's cool, you think that's acceptable.
I never think that's acceptable.
Wait a minute, hold up. You think that's acceptable.
I don't think that's acceptable.
Wait a minute. I mean, and I'm not making any judgment here, but people hold on
people
to
in Trinidad
things.
are listening, by the way.
I'm sorry, Trinis, but people hold on. No, because you're saying stuff. I just want them to hear you, and I'm sure they do.
You making fun of them? Is that what
stuff.
it is?
You hold on to stuff. Yeah. All people. And this is what I guess.
No, I didn't hold on to that. I told you I'm trying to...
Can I keep going? You hold on to stuff. People hold on to things that they feel, this is all I have. I have my language. I have my food. I have my bag of chips. I have my cookies.
Bag of chips?
That's right.
No, they don't.
And I've got my cookies. Hold on. And whatever it is, because that's all you've got. That's all you've got. So let me hold on to that because the dominant culture, otherwise, which they end up doing ultimately, is expropriating whatever it is that you have and turning it into their own. But people want to hold on to that. So you're trying to be white and leave our community by speaking that way or going to school. That is, this is the only thing that I can come up with. Do they ever say, stop playing with your phone, Anselm? Do they ever say, so-and-so, Justin Bieber? I mean, I don't know anything about popular culture. But any of these other, Miley Cyrus is she's trying to be black by twerking. Does somebody ever say anything like that? Are the actresses trying to be black when they get injections in their lip? I mean, come on. I don't know what to say about this article. Everyone has heard this. Everyone has said this. Yes, it is a so-called dirty secret. I don't know how dark it is. But it is an issue. But people do take on the belief that they're oppressor. When the oppressor tells them that they're stupid, then they believe that because the oppressor must be right because I'm in a subordinate position. So I might as well go ahead and
what about this other article? 7 things I can do that my black son can't. What do you think about that one?
What do I think about it? I don't know. What do you think about it, Ansel?
I mean,
I'm gonna just throw it back at you.
I mean, I think the guy, it's a writer. This is in Yahoo.com.
And I didn't sit in many places. Yeah.
The writer with his son. The name of the guy is Calvin Hennick. And he has he's in a biracial relationship, and his son is black. And he was just saying 7 things he can do that his black son can't. And I think more articles like these or more open discussions. And
what makes this article so much more credible than any other article? To you.
Is that...
Because it's written by a white guy.
Well, no. It doesn't make it more credible than any other article. It's just that this is one that was just late in the news. That's why. Because
people will look at that because it's written just like you and your guy Tim Wise. I mean, and not to say there's something wrong with Tim Wise, but people, and Tim Wise himself has admitted this, that people will listen to him talk about white privilege because he's white. And will trust that as a source before the black man who can come out and say, listen, I'm having a hard time. People are following me. When I get in the elevator, this happens or that happens. So, I mean, I sort of, it's kind of cute. He's married to a Haitian. My son is light now. I hope he doesn't get darker because this, that, and that is going to happen to him. Which, again, takes me back to this whole idea of colorism and that people have this issue with how light or how dark they are. I mean, it's just...
But let me ask a question, Margie. Let me ask a question. That's society, right? And sometimes
all over the world, as we
yes,
said.
in order to bring a